Hello everybody, it is Sunday afternoon and it is time for our Sunday afternoon crafting. I was getting ready for the live and I realized that I had scheduled it for tomorrow at 4, so I had to hurry up and change it. So I'm sure YouTube will take a few minutes to let everybody know that I'm live. Hey Lords. And of course I was running around crazy trying to get everything ready because I do have actually a planned live today. I've been playing with some of my kits, trying to come up with my kit for next month. But the kit actually, hey Suzanne, the kit actually kind of transitioned into more of a Halloween kit, so I may actually save it for Halloween. But in any case, I am gonna play with it today and share with you my idea for a penitentiary admission packet. I showed my husband. He's like, okay, well, is this for you to get, admitted into an insane asylum? And I said, maybe. You never know, maybe. But we're going to play with that today. And I'm still kind of putting the kit together, but I wanted to talk to you about how I put kits together and what my process is. And hopefully that'll explain why it takes so long for me to get my kits together. Hey, Tina. So let me go ahead and transition down and I'll kind of show you my prototype and then we'll talk a little bit about how I actually put my kits together and then we'll jump right into a demo. So let me get it together. Right. Okay. Let's see here. So how's everybody doing today? Hopefully good on this Sunday afternoon. And hopefully you all did something really fun this weekend. Let's see. Okay, so of course my desk is a roaring mess like it always is, but that's all right. So let me kind of show you what I'm doing here. So this is what I've been playing with. I love to work with manila folders. And I had this was left over from, remember when we made these inmate cards and I said I was going to show you how to make these and I will one of these days. But I pulled it out and I had all this stuff in here and I thought, I thought, I need to do something. And for some reason I love the old creepy penitentiaries, the insane asylums. I love that theme. I don't know why, I just really do. And so I went online and there's a lot of archive sites where you can find things, and I found a lot of really cool images. Like this one right here is from 1879, at female admissions. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but I found that. So what I do is I find all these old images that are public domain, and then I use them for my kits. And then I found some pieces, but I wanted it to be cohesive, if that makes sense. So if I recall these things here. Remember when we made these identification check cards and they're from Bloomingdale Insane Asylum? So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to have like a whole theme that is from Bloomingdale Insane Asylum? So I thought, well, I have Photoshop, right? I can just kind of pull some of these old documents down and then I can modify. So here's an admittance form. I just kind of took out the name of the penitentiary and I put Bloomingdale Penitentiary. And I'm going to take this England out because Bloomingdale Penitentiary is actually in New York. And then this prescription, I modified to say Bloomingdale Penitentiary. This is a memorandum. Maybe it's an attorney saying, yeah, this person needs to be admitted. And then I had this here, kind of this invoice, I think is what it was. and I changed it to Bloomingdale Penitentary. So I'm trying to find all these old documents that I can modify to become part of my admittance kit. And then, you know, I'll have this, of course, with the same picture. And you know how sometimes when you have like a, I don't know, like a hospital, you know, folder, you open it up and their picture is right there. So that was the idea around that, that, you know, she's now admitted. And then the forms will go in here. And then I had this. This is what I shared on Instagram, was this card. And then this is the key to her room. I got a vintage key here. I have Bloomingdale here, and I think I'm going to put NY for New York. And yeah, so this is my prototype. I always make a prototype to kind of figure out what I want to do. And I think I'm going to continue to build on this kit. But I thought I would play with this anyway. And you guys, this is a freebie out there that I linked in the description box. If you want to do the identification check, if you didn't do it last time, I linked the video and the freebie of this that you can do your own. But today what we're going to focus on is making this card and kind of putting this book together. And then I think I want to put a kit, but I'm going to get it closer to Halloween, I think. So that's kind of what I'm working on. If that makes sense. I know I'm all over the place. So before I get too far ahead, I wanted to let you know I did post my Christmas in July link for I'm calling it a class, right? It's going to be for 30 days, Christmas in July. And what I'm going to do for Christmas in July this year, it's free. But if you sign up, you're going to get the calendar, with all of the prompts. And they're going to be prompts for decorating these vintage Santa Claus cards. You know that we've been doing the full deck challenge, and I have tons of Christmas vintage cards that I need to move. So I thought, why don't I do a Christmas in July? I'll do it as a free prompt class. You'll get a prompt every day. But if you sign up, then you'll get the calendar early. And then that way you can work ahead. And then I'm going to create some sort of a digital sheet as well to go with the prompts. So it's out there now. Feel free to sign up. It doesn't cost anything. But by signing up, you'll get the emails. You'll get the monthly calendar for free once it's done. Well, I should say ahead of time. And then when the video posts each day, I haven't decided if I'll send an email or I'll do something. But by signing up, you're going to be in the know, right? So be sure to go to the website and sign up for my Christmas in July, because it should be a lot of fun. All right. So Bloomingdale Penitentary. So Bloomingdale Penitentary was in New York, and it was actually an actual insane asylum. Believe it or not. And they stopped admitting people to insane asylums lots of years ago. They don't have them anymore. But there's still all sorts of fun documents out there. And that's kind of what my inspiration is today. So I have these oversized manila envelopes. And as you can see here, are manila folders, I should say. They've got these really big tabs, which is what I love about these. And they make really great folders. So what I did is I cut it down, and then I left enough so I can have pockets. Now, when I do the kit, I will have all this stuff in it for you. And I'll have, these cut down for you as well. So this is just kind of a sneak peek, I guess. So let me cut this. All right. And then I'm going to cut this. Now, with the middle part, and when I do the tutorial for the actual kit, I don't know if it's going to be, I haven't figured it out yet, if it's going to be a class or what it's going to be. But we'll do this again. But this will at least give you ideas if you want to create your own. I know many of you guys have your own manila folders out there. Or even just, you know, cardstock, right? Okay. So cut a little bit of a gap here. And then I'm going to round these corners. So let me do that. Okay. And I'm not going to glue this shut yet, but these are going to get glued shut. But this essentially is how it's going to go. Let's see. Do I need to cut this a little bit more? Yeah, I'm going to cut this a little bit more because I don't like how it gets stuck when you fold it up. Let me just cut it a little bit more. Okay, I want a little bit of a gap. Okay. Yeah, the Christmas in July, you know, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. And then I've been having such a great time doing the full deck challenge. I thought it'd be a lot of fun to do the Christmas in July where we have Christmas prompts. So, and then of course you don't have to have, you know, the vintage Christmas cards, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'll have those in the shop as we get closer to the event, if you guys want to get them. All right, so let me finish rounding my corners here. Let's see. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, now for the inside, let's start with the inside. The inside paper for the kits that I will be having, I have these really great document papers that will kind of look like, you know, scribbles. Maybe they wrote stuff, right? And I have a couple of these. I think I'm going to use this one, though. So let's figure out how big this needs to be. Okay, so this is 4, I don't know, I'm going to say about 4.5. So let me cut 4.5. Yeah, prompts are great, Tina. I agree completely. Because it kind of gets you going, right? They get you started. So 4.5 to 4.25. Okay, so 4.5. Let me see if that's going to be too big. Yeah, just a little bit too big. So let me cut this down a little bit to 4.25. I mean, I might even, as we get closer to Halloween, I might just do a tutorial video on it, and then you guys can buy the kits. Maybe not do a full-on class. I don't know. I've got enough time to figure it out, so we'll figure it out. All right, so this will go here. Okay. And remember, you can cut it smaller if you want to, because the pocket's going to cover some of this. So let me go ahead and just add a little bit of walnut stain. Just, I don't know. I like walnut stain, so let's just add a little bit here. just grunging it up a little bit. Hey, Robin. We're just kind of getting started. So if you signed up for the vintage seed packet class, the kits have gone out. Robin, your kit is the last one, and I still have it. I've got to get it out. But all the other kits have been sent out. The reason I hung on to one of them is because I have to make sure I have my kit for the class, and I wanted to make sure I put everything in my kit before I mailed out all my kits. So I'm going to be doing some traveling in May. So, and the class is May 31st, I want to say. So I had to make sure that the kits got out before I left. All right, so that looks pretty good. Okay. Oh. And then we'll do this side here. And I think I'm trying to decide what part I want. I guess I'll have this side here. Okay, so 4 1/4. Okay. This will go here. Let me add a little bit more of my walnut stain on it. And you can see I'm very careful about this, right? I just grunge it up a little bit, you know. Robin, so you won't lose the kit before the class. I know, right? I have that problem too. Okay. Yeah, for the seed packet kit, you actually are getting some vintage paper in it, so that's kind of cool. All right, that looks pretty even, I think. All right, so now when you open, you know, the folder, it looks like the doctor scribbled notes, right? The one thing I forgot to do, I wanted to, actually, I think I'm still in good shape. I wanted to take one of the images, and this was for myself because I'm going to do this girl again because she's crazy looking. The kit, once I get the kit together, there'll be a few images of the same person because I want to be able to use the image throughout, you know. So let me see here. Okay. Looks pretty good, I think. All right, so again, my walnut stain. Do any of you guys have like a favorite distress ink that is like your go-to ink? I mean, you guys know what mine is, right? Walnut stain. I use it for everything. But do you have like a go-to ink that you use? Just curious. All right, so I finally put staples in my vintage stapler. So I'm going to staple her photo right on her head, right there. So, you know, that way, when she got admitted, you know, you guys know I always have a story to my kits, right, or my designs. When she got admitted, the first thing they did is they, you know, have all the doctor's notes, and then they staple her her photo there. All right. And then don't worry about the staple coming through because we're going to cover that. It's not a big deal. And look at the pocket's going to cover it anyway. All right. So that looks good. Let me think. I'm going to have paper here, but let me hold off on that. All right. So let's decorate this. So for this, scorched, yeah, vintage photo, okay. She went crazy because she had a staple in her head? Maybe. All right, so I have, this is my old Halloween paper. I couldn't decide what paper I wanted to use, but the more that I think about it, I think I'll be able to stamp. This is kind of a glossy. I think I might be able to stamp on this one a little easier, so I think I'm going to use this one. So let me go ahead and cut this real quick. Okay, so I cut down my paper and I'm going to cover it. All right, so, oh man, I covered it wrong. Okay, so I'm going to be okay here. Look at that. And how tall is this? 8 and 8.5. All right. Okay. So this is going to go here, right? Yeah, old paper is a lot of fun to play with. I know a lot of people kind of freak out about using old paper for their crafting, but I don't know. I guess, you know, I can see both sides, I guess, but some might say, well, you know, if people used it in the past, then we wouldn't have it to enjoy now. But if you can't enjoy it, you're just going to keep hanging on to it. I don't know. I mean, actual documents I probably wouldn't cut up. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that. All right, so that looks good. And then this is going to go here. I'm just thinking here a minute. Just give me a sec. All right, so that'll go here. How big did I say this was? 8 and 8.5. All right, 8.5. Okay, so this is here. Right, right. Yeah, vintage photo is a good one too, for sure. I just like the darker walnut stain. I think that's why I use that one. Oh, the old paper color. Okay. I'm with you, Robin. Yeah, that's kind of has a greenish tone to it. I like that one as well. Okay, so let me just... do this. Looks good. All right, so look at that. And then I want to cover this as well. So how big is that? That is, where does that fold? That is, I don't know, 2 3/4 maybe? 2 3/4. Let's see. Not 3, but 2 3/4. Right. Maybe a smidge off. Let's see. So let me just cut that down just a bit. All right. Okay. And let me round my corners. So let me ask you guys, for the kit that I do for this, because I'm probably going to do a kit. I can't do everything digital with this, and you'll see why as I continue down this road. But would you guys rather have a 3-hour class, or would you rather just have a pre-record? I think I'm just gonna, I'm talking out loud here, but honestly I think I'm gonna do pre-recorded, because I don't necessarily want to charge for the class, but I'll make the kit available. I know we did a class, I think we did a class on an insane asylum in the past. I can't remember, I'll have to go back and look. But as you can tell, I like the theme. So yeah, I'm probably leaning towards pre-recorded. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do like, 2 or 3 videos, so it's not full 3 hours, on. But that way you guys can order the kit and then watch the videos at your leisure. I'm leaning towards that. And I guess since it's my channel, I can do it however I want, right? Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now whenever I do the edges, I always just dig in real deep in the creases here. That's just what I do. Love the look. Let's just go all in with the creases. I'm just gonna go all in here, and then let's see here, right? That's why this blending sponge is so pitted, just because I use it so hard. Yeah, I'm thinking, Robin, that like I said, I'll make it just a series of several videos. That way I can maybe sell more kits. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it'll be coming out more towards Christmas, or more towards Halloween. I mean, I initially thought of doing something like that instead of 7 days of Halloween, but I've been doing 7 days of Halloween for many years now, and I think it's kind of a tradition for me, so I don't know if I want to forego my 7 days of Halloween. All right, that looks good. Okay, now we have to glue this. So let's get the glue out and do a little bit of glue right here on the edge, right? Okay. And I'll need to have a couple of clips, I guess. Hey, Delina. Okay. Just get that glued down. All right, now Bloomingdale is a penitentiary, or it used to be a penitentiary in New York. Robin, you're from New York. I don't know if you ever heard of, is Bloomingdale a city? It might be. All right. But we're going to go ahead and put Bloomingdale right here. Maybe I should put it here instead of here. Let me see. I'm going to here maybe. Delina, you're welcome. Bloomingdale. Now on this one, I put it up here, and maybe I will because I kind of want to put the female admission label down here, I think, along with the key. But let me just figure this out. Bloomingdale store in Massachusetts. Okay. Well, this was definitely in New York, I believe. I want to say where the penitentiary was. Where the insane asylum was. The loony bin. Bloomingdale. I guess that's probably not politically correct to say that, but that's all right. Okay. So I finally got my bear gluing, guys, and I really like it. It's been really great for me. Okay. Let's take off the glasses and let's see if we can get this done. So I think I'm going to start. Look at how precise this glue is. I really like it. Let's start more in the middle here. I found this glue doesn't move very well though. Like once you stick it down, you don't have a lot of movement on it. Do you guys find that as well? Yeah. BL. Bloomingdale sounds like insane asylum, doesn't it? Bloomingdale. We had to admit her into Bloomingdale. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying about the my process of my kits. So a lot of times I go out and I look at, archived, historic archives. And I find, old documents, try to clean them up as best as I can. Some of them I can't use. They're just too distorted. But for this one, like I said, I found some old documents from actual institutions, and then I'm just changing the name to Bloomingdale to kind of match my overall theme of, you know, the institution. So that's why it's going to take me a bit of time to put this kit together, because I want to be able to have lots of really cool documents for the kit. And don't worry, Backstage Pass holders, some of this stuff is going to be digital for you guys. But if you want to actually do the folder and whatnot, you may have to get the kit, because I can't digitalize the folder. These letters would be a little difficult. But if you want to just play with the images, you know, those will eventually be out there. So there still is time if you want to become a Backstage Pass holder. Because you do get extra perks. And you get access to all of my digital images I have in the shop, which is a bonus. Wikipedia has a great old image. Do they? Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Bloomingdale. Bloomingdale was a private hospital in Manhattan. Oh, in Manhattan. Really? I thought it was upstate New York. All right. Blooming. So you guys are getting a history lesson today. Bloomingdale. Takes a little bit of time. Okay. But isn't this precision glue great? I highly recommend it. It's a little costly. I was on the fence about ordering it because I'm cheap. But I really like it. I'm frugal. How's that? Really, I'm cheap, but I don't know. Just, it seemed like a lot of money just for glue, but whatever. Whatevs. Okay, so Bloomingdale. Here we go. So one thing I noticed when I'm putting these letters, the letters actually are hitting this, and I'm like, why on this one were they not hitting? But I just realized this pocket is a little bit smaller than this one, so I'll have to remember that when I actually put the kits together, because I don't like it running into my pocket here. It's good to know though, right? Good to know. Although you can use it like a ruler to make sure your letters are straight. It works. It works. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is, do I want to do this? I don't know. Maybe. Let's finish the inside first. Okay. So that is the labeling of my brochure. Not brochure. My admittance forms, right? Okay, so Bloomingdale, open it up. There she is. Now we've got to cover this. Let's see if we can. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and cover these. How tall is this? This is, let's see, 2.5. All right. So I need 2 cut at 2.5. So let's do that. 2.5. 2.5, right? Maybe a little less than 2.5, guys. Okay, so 2.5 is there, and I want to do just a little less than 2.5, I think. Okay, so I think that'll work. All right, so let me round my corners. Okay, and then we will, let me actually put my walnut stain first. Okay, that's good. And this will go right here. Okay. Looks good, looks good. All right. That'll do. That'll do, pig. All right. And then we'll put this one here. Ooh, should I do that side? Nah. No, we'll be consistent. After all, I mean, you know, when it's not the admittance documents and the admittance folder wasn't meant to be decorative, so we probably should have consistent colors and whatnot. All right, so that looks, oh, I didn't put the walnut stain on that one. That's all right. So let's go ahead and add our walnut stain. Okay, walnut stain, yada, yada, yada. And, okay, so this is ready to get glued down. Now, on this one, I glued it down on the outside, but then I realized if I had oversized documents, I wanted them to be able to stick out. So that's why I do prototypes, to see what I like and what I don't. So this time, I'm not gluing down both sides. I'm only gluing down the middle, and I'm keeping this open. Okay, so let me add some glue here. There we go. Let's put that right there, I guess. And then I'll add some glue here, right? Okay. Just hold that down. Pretty good, pretty good. God, it looks great, doesn't it? What do you guys think? All right, now I have some other documents here. So, application for admission in case of insanity. I found that, and then I put published Bloomingdale Penitentary 1809. So, again, I'm still working on the kit, but this is kind of some of the stuff that I'm going to have in it. Let's see. Let me cut out some of these labels here. Let's see. See, and I cleaned up, like, there was like a name here and a date, but I cleaned it up so we can stamp our own stuff, because I want to be able to stamp on our documents. So that's why it takes me a bit of time. And I think I want to make these labels into stickers. We'll see. We shall see. So does it bother you when I give you guys sneak peeks of kits I'm working on because they're not in the shop yet? Do you kind of go, well, thanks a lot, Monica. That's good to know, but, you know, I don't have it to play with now. Does it bother you that I show you sneak peeks? Let's see. Let's just put that right there. Control number. And then property of. So do you guys like the sneak peeks of kits that I'm working on? Or do you just would rather wait till they actually come out? Okay, it helps. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I have to try out the kit anyway, because a lot of times when I'm playing with it, you know, maybe I sized it too big or too small. And I don't know, why not share with you guys what I'm doing, right? What I'm working on. I don't know. I mean, that's the thought behind it. Property of. Okay. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good, I think. Now I had this here. That I think I'll go ahead and add. This is just some washi tape. This is some of my Tim Holtz washi tape that I'm just going to add. Okay. And let's tear that off a little bit. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. And then let's see. I have, oh yeah. This admission label, maybe? I don't know exactly, but let's play with this. I have to go back and find, this is female admission. I gotta go back and find the label that says male admission. Because in the kit you're gonna have, you know, of course, female and male. Crazy people. All right. You guys hear Maxie in the background? He's snoozing. All right. Is that? Yeah, that's too small. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. All right. Just glue this down and then we'll cut it. Okay. There we go. Let's give it a second to dry. It's kind of cool, huh? Okay. So I want that a little smaller. A little smaller. Let's see. Let's try that. Okay. I even found a document that had like the schedule of shoot, what do they call electroshock? Should I include that in the kit? That was like a little bit like, ooh, the schedule of the electric shocks. That's pretty yeah. I can't imagine having my brain electroshocked. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Where is my thingamabob? What is this thing called? My distressor? Do you guys have one of these? This is an old tool. My distressor. So, like I said, a lot of the images that I find are public domain, but it kind of takes so long to curate these kits, I'll tell you. Because I have to, like I said, I have to find all the documents, and then I've got to clean them up and modify them. It's not just a matter of sticking them in my shop and I'm good to go. So that's why some of the kits take a bit long to put together. Because I can't sit down and do it, you know, for 24 hours. Can't do it just, you know, this is my side gig, my side hustle. Alright, that's the black soot I just rubbed on. Alright, so let's see. So it comes like this. I think this actually should go like this. It's going to go right there. Now, oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to add, darn it. Shoot, did it already glue down? I guess I could lift it. Yeah, I guess I can. That'll be all right. I was going to add brads. So let me find some brads here. See, it's only a good idea if I execute the idea. I had the idea, but I failed to execute the idea. All right, let me just get a little bit of glue just to hold it in place. Okay, and I think I'll go like right there. Okay, and then let's punch some holes. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Just trying to make sure it's even, right? Okay. try to make this even to the best of my ability here. Okay. Okay. And then, is that gonna fit? Yeah, it's not gonna. I'm gonna need my poker tool. My poker tool. So let me try not to poke my fingers. Stick that in there. Okay. And then this one. This one can go here. Yep. All right. So then, when I reglue it, you won't be able to see these brads. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Okay, there we go. Isn't that better, though? I think that looks a lot better. So let's reglue this little guy here. No harm, no foul. Okay. All right. And then we'll get into stamping and making our card here. I was thinking about giving this away as a freebie. What do you guys think? I'm sure you guys are going to say yes, right? I mean, I've already got the identification card out there for you guys to play with. Did any of you guys ever make the identification card or the identification check card? Just curious. All right, that looks great. Okay. Cover the bread. Well, it's a little too late now, Tina. I'll have to just go with it. The paper, let me see. This is what's going in here. I think it'll be okay, actually. Because this is going here. Okay, so that's that. And then, of course, I'm going to probably decorate it up some more. But here's this. All right, so let's see what kind of forms we have. So let's just pretend. We're going to make this in a minute. Don't fret. Okay, so that'll go there. And then your identification check card will go here. Kind of looks like the same person, huh? She just looks a little crazier here. And that might work. So that'll go there. And then, what else do I have? Where are my other forms? Oh, my other forms are in here. Okay. Oh, I got to get my key for her room, right? See, these are my other forms that can go here. And I guess the one thing you have to worry about is your stuff might fall out, but I have little paper clips. I also have these. If I wanted to, I can just do that, right? Can do a lot of stuff. All right, so let's see, I could put this here if I wanted. It might be a little thick. I mean, I don't think they're going to fall out, to be honest with you. But we'll see. We'll see what we're going to do here. Okay, so that looks good. Let me put my condemned there. Let me get my, should I stamp it on that? Just kind of thinking here for a second. Maybe I will do that. That might be kind of cool, huh? All right, so just... the room key clip. Yeah. All right, so let me stick this here. Let that dry a minute. And then we're going to stamp condemned, which is from this set here, the eccentric. I was thinking about maybe stamping this here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we're gonna do. All right. Like I said, a lot of this I just kind of make it up as I go along. Isn't that the fun of it, though? At least for me, right? Okay, so... but you can definitely make it your own. Okay. Okay, just trying to cut this here. Looks pretty good, pretty good. And then this right here. All right, that's pretty good. So, all right, let me find my sander. It's around here somewhere. There it is. All right. So this little sander I like because it kind of, you know, softens up my edges, right? And then I can add. So let me ask you, do you like it? Do you like it with the paper or without? I kind of think it looks finished with the paper, don't you think? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right. Let's get... this is a good way to lose my stamps. But that's what happens whenever I'm coming up with a design. I've got my stuff all over the place. All right, let's get this out. Let's see if we can thin this out a little bit. Okay. Oops. Yeah, we don't want to do that. And then condemned. We'll go right there. I guess I'll do that in black. Oof. That's pretty good, I think. And then I'm thinking about maybe I'll do it on both sides. What do you think of that? Let me see what else I got. Just looking at my stamps here. So that's upside down. Some of these are upside down. Identification, factory number, reserve, serial number. I don't know. Hard to know what to do, what to do, what to do. Right? Number 509. I kind of like that. Maybe number 509. Should I maybe do that? Trying to decide. Maybe I'll wait on that. Okay, so let's... Sorry guys, I'm making decisions as we work here. Let's go ahead and put this here, I think. Feels like it's gonna fall off. Yep, look at that. Look at that. I knew it was going to. Okay, so there's that. That looks good. Maybe where's that number 509? Maybe I'll put that right like here. Should that go here? Maybe I'll put that on top. Okay. And then I'll put the key on the other side. I like that. All right, that looks good. And then I'll get one of my vintage keys in just a little bit. All right, so that looks good. So you guys didn't tell me, do you like it with the paper or just the plain envelope? Or the folder, I should say. What do you guys think? So that looks really good, I think. And then I'll put the key there. The second one, this one. Yeah. All right, so I got some old vintage keys here. Room 913. Ooh, that's a good one. 913. These are actual vintage keys that I got on eBay. Ooh, that says Paris. Look at that. Shoot. Do I want to? I don't know if I want to glue that down. All right, we'll use this one. These are old. So I'll put that there. Let that dry a minute. You like the first one better, the Condemned? Yeah, I mean, I guess they both have their benefits, but I think I like this one better. All right, so that looks pretty good. And then, like I said, I'll have all my documents. I haven't gotten all my documents yet, but I'm getting there. All right. I do want to put like a received stamp, like she was admitted. Too bad I don't have it admitted stamped. That would be cool to have an admitted stamp, right? Do I have an admitted stamp? I don't think I do. Let's see. Notice filed. This side up. Yeah, I don't really have. I have a received though, so maybe we'll do something like that. Received. Ooh, I like that. And then maybe we'll put like a date in there. Let's see, do I have a date? Get a smaller date. Let's see what we can find. I'm going to be using that in a minute. Let's see if I can find a date here. For right here. Oh, this says London, July 26, 1892. Maybe I cannot stamp the London part, right? A ticket that says admit one. I might. I'll have to go through my stamps to see what I got. I can never forget. I can never forget. I can never remember. All right, so I need to kind of be careful about inking this up. Let's see if I can. That's pretty good. I might have an admit one, but I like how it has room for the date in there, because then I can do this crazy thing here. Look at that. Ha! See? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put a name here. Let's see. Thomas something or another. Thomas something or another. Maybe he's like the doctor in charge or something. I don't know. But we're putting a name there. Control number. I think I need to put a number right there too. So let's put Thomas. Thomas's name goes there. Maybe he's the admitting doctor, right? I don't know. Let's see. Control number. Control number. Well, let's see if we can come up with the control number here. Let's see. I kind of want it to be a long one. Let's see what I have here. I think I have some long numbers here. That's my condemned stamp. Do I have some numbers? Yeah, oh, that looks good right there. Look at that one. That's a good one. Okay. So that'll go right here. Oh, no, that'll go right here, actually. Let's do that in red. What do you think? Ooh, I like that. reserved. Maybe she was, maybe there was a room reserved for her. I'm not sure. Maybe she's one of those, you know, rich daughters, and they reserved a room for her. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Okay, property of, ooh, I know. I had like a property of should we do another name maybe? Property of who or what or when or where. I guess we'll do another name. Why not? I saw something that said Piccadilly something. Dave. Maybe we'll do something like that. Okay. Too bad I don't have a stamp that says Bloomingdale, right? That would be awesome. Dave somebody. Dave Woodward or something like that. I don't know what his name is. All right. That looks good. And then established. Should we put an established in there? So some of these smaller stamps, guys, are still in the shop. If you never got your stamps, if you're interested in any of these stamps I'm using, I have some still in the shop. So be sure to check it out. Because I'm not going to be restocking these stamps. So once they're gone, they're gone. But I'll try to link them after I'm done. All right, that looks great. Okay, let's stick these in here so I don't lose them. Okay, all right, that looks good. So here we go. So this is the inside. You know, that's what my husband was saying, penitentiary, but when I looked up some of these documents, like insane asylum, it said penitentiary, but you might be right. I might have to fix that. I'll have to look that up, Suzanne. Good thing I'm still working on the kit. But yeah, I'll clarify that. I could just call it Bloomingdale Insane Asylum. I could. That would work too, right? All right, let me see. I want to... We'll see. I mean, I guess I can call it whatever I want, right? So let me duplicate. We'll do this in duplicate. There we go. That looks good. Okay, so that's her documents. Now on the back, I think I want to do... I should just get to my card. I'm almost there. I just want to finish up my envelope. It's a lot of fun creating this little envelope. Using all my stamps and... Okay, let me get that there, and then we'll trim it in a minute. All right, and then for the back, kind of like I did for my detective notebook. You guys remember the detective notebook, right? I used big numbers in the back, and I was thinking about doing that again because I like having big numbers. And I've got these Tim Holtz numbers in here. I've got several numbers. That's why I have them all together. But I have these specifically. Remember these paint by numbers? I thought it would be kind of fun to have them on the back. So let's see. It would be like this. And then maybe the date. I don't know. What number should I put back there? This is 1879. Maybe I'll put 1879. 1879. Okay. Why? I don't know. No rhyme or reason, just because. Okay, so 1879. There you go. 1879. 1879. So some big numbers. I like it. Okay. 1879. Oops, that one didn't stick, did it? Yeah. Is it crooked? I mean, does it have to be straight? Probably. Because that's how ridiculous I am. But I'm certainly not a perfectionist. Y'all know that. 1879. 1879. All right. So Suzanne, now you've got me thinking I should change my documents to Bloomingdale Sanitarium. Thanks a lot, lady. Good thing I still have the documents in Photoshop, because literally I've been working on it this weekend. But it really is more of a Halloween design, don't you think? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to plan ahead for my holiday tutorials and videos, just so I'm not... I just hate when we get closer and closer to the holidays. Yes, Tina, that's how I found it when I was looking for haunted asylums. I think that's how I actually found it. How scary. Okay. Hopefully that paper didn't shift, or else it's gonna give us a blurred look. Let's see. A little shift. That's all right. So I found out. I went to the eye doctor on... When did I go? Thursday. And apparently, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I have to have cataract surgery on my right eye. It's always something with me, it seems like. So, I'm told it's a very simple surgery, though. But I have that to look forward to. Yippee, right? Woohoo! Everything you see says insane asylum. Yeah, because that's what I found too, but I was trying to be more politically correct. Maybe I should just stick to insane asylum and not worry about it. 1879. There we go. I like that. And then let me trim this. Ooh, my glue's kind of seeping out here. Yeah, everybody, Darlene, everybody tells me it's pretty easy. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. So, okay. So let's, for your amusement only is the one I was going to put here. Okay. You need that surgery too. They say, Melody, they say everybody at some point needs it. But my left eye is okay, but my right eye is the one that's fuzzy. So, just want to pop out the lens and put in a new one. Ooh, it's not so good. Let's see. Let's see if I can push that down a little bit more. Oh, that's better. All right. It's a little crooked, but that's all right. I'm not going to sweat it. All right. So, looks good, right? How long have we been going here? An hour and a half, guys. All right, we're gonna do this really quick because it's pretty easy actually. So this is a digital, and I wanted it to be on heavier cardstock, but I find that my digitals don't print as crisp on heavier cardstock. So I had this. And I glued it onto this. So let me put this aside a minute. I'm going to end up losing stamps here, I know it. So let's trim this down, shall we? And what I love about this digital printable is it's already got all the vintage goodness on it, which is pretty awesome. Okay. I made this tag a while ago. I don't even remember when I made it. I have lots of digitals that I've created that are just in my folder on my computer. Not enough time to get everything out listed and, you know, available. But we'll get there someday. All right, so let me round my corners here. See how flimsy this is? I don't like it flimsy. All right, we'll have to put some brown ink. Okay, so, and then I just glued it. Let's just stick this down here. That looks good. And then I'll just cut it. Let's see. All right, because I don't need it to be a tag. So we'll just do it that way. And then I took this thingamabob here. Oops. Yeah, let's not do that. Do this. Okay. Whew, what a mess. And then, let's see. Get some of our walnut stain out. My ink of choice. Right? Okay. Should I round the corners? I think I will. And then see how sturdy it is now? I really like that. Let's make sure this is going to fit in here before we get too far. Yep, that's good. All right, so all right, so let's go ahead and put our crazy lady here. How do I do the other? Yeah, my crazy lady. Is that appropriate? Crazy? Yeah, everybody's so sensitive these days. I think we're all a little crazy. So I had another comment on one of my videos. It was a video from a couple years ago. I don't know. Just, you know, I didn't get upset. I'm not going to get upset about it. But so it was on my video where I shared with you I found these dollar bins at the dollar store to hold my Tim Holtz stamps. And I shared it with you, an inexpensive way to store your Tim Holtz stamps. And someone said, and it wasn't just about the cost. I mean, the cost was obviously nice, but it was the fact that they fit so perfectly and it enabled me to like sift through them. But someone said, and I'm paraphrasing, why are you so concerned about a $30 storage when you've spent thousands of dollars on your stamps? And I thought, number one, wow, I've spent thousands of dollars on my stamps. That probably is right. And number two, I can be concerned about anything I want. I'd rather spend money on my stamps than on storage. And I shouldn't have responded, but of course I did because it kind of irritated me. And I said it was something like it wasn't so much the cost of the bin, but I'd rather spend my money on stamps than storage. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of rude. But I guess if I'm going to put myself out there on videos, I got to expect not everybody's going to be nice. They should, right? But they're not always nice. But that's okay. Whatever. All right. There we go. And then I just thought it was kind of funny. And I do laugh when I see stuff like that because I think, wow, you took the time to write that comment, which isn't really very nice. Why not just not comment at all? But it's one of my more popular videos. Most of the comments on it are very positive, actually. So I'm not too overly concerned. Ooh, I should put a number there. Because most people really genuinely appreciated the video. But, gosh, how rude. Okay, so let's put, should we put a year there? I've got 1898. Which actually might, Might be a little too big. Ooh, I have a word, Elsa. Should we put her name? Elsa. I think I'll put a number. Let's see. Yeah, Delina, I just find it interesting that people take the time to write those comments. I need a small number. That's what I'm looking for right now. Shoot. Maybe 2-1. See, that's way too big. Maybe I can just do 177. 177 will work. I go from really big numbers to really small numbers. $177. I like that. Okay. So that's good. All right. So let's see what we did here. So I've got dates. I'm going to just kind of recreate this so I don't have to take time thinking about what I want to do. So date January. So we'll do this. Right. So yeah, like I said, I'll check out the shop and I'll link what stamps are still available because they work really well with these types of forms. Just kind of fun. All right, Portugal. I did use that one. So maybe she was originally from Portugal, right? Does she look Portuguese? She might pass as Portuguese. Okay, so we'll put that right there. Okay. And then what else do I have? I've got a number. I think that was from my Tim Holtz stamps. Let me see what I got going on here. Got lots of stuff falling down. Number 042. Let's see if I can find that. There. Oh, I should put her phone number. That would be good. Why not, right? We'll put a phone number. Okay, telephone number. Do that one. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, right? Case file number. Okay. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. And then I had a square. Let's see. Typeset. No, it didn't say typeset. It had. What else did I have? Serial number is too big. What's this? Use serial. Well, where did I get that from? Maybe I can use this one, right? It's kind of big. That might work, actually. Let me do that in red. Okay. Okay, there's that. And then, let's see, that's 22. And then I used post service. I just saw that. Where was that? Oh, there it is. Post service. I know this stamp set is definitely still in the shop, so I'm using a lot of these stamps. Okay, so this is gonna go, I'll just put this right here. Looks good. And then I gotta have a name and a badge. So we'll finish this off. I know I went a little long today, guys. Sorry about that. So sorry. Sorry. But I had a lot to share. Officer name, that was his badge number. Yeah, so you guys, this set here, I'm going to show you. It's the one with the 15 cents. No, it's a lot of great stamps. I'm using a lot for this. So if you don't have this one, you may want to check it out. And then I got to put the officer's name. I used Thomas Schiff. Where's my book? Didn't I use Thomas Schiff? Or David Goodman, property update. Thomas Schiff is right there. Okay, yeah, I used him before. We'll use him again. Oh, that's a long name, though. Let me see if I have a shorter name. Dave Goodman. Yes, a really long name. Let me see if I can find a shorter name. Go to my handy dandy Kathy Holden. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Huh. Okay, so reserved. Just put these back here. So I want to get a shorter signature. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I've had a lot of time playing with it, Tina, for sure. Okay, so there's the name. And, oh, correspondence only. Okay, so a couple more. Let's see here. So I can do the correspondence only stamp. Correspondence only. This is another one of the Tim Holtz stamps. It's from his mail stamp set. So we'll put that just right there like that. And then the one with the little lines. Right. Let's see if I can find that. Let's see, the one with the lines. See, these are kind of all over the place. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I could have just used the last name. That was a good call, Delina. I've got a lot of signature stamps though, because I tend to like playing with projects like this. My husband thinks I'm crazy. He's like, why do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. It's just fun. I don't know. It's just fun. I'm just crazy. It's just fun. Registered. Should I? Registered evidence. Should I do that? Sometimes I just keep stamping and stamping, and I should have stopped, but whatever. Whatever. Oh, maybe I'll put a number up there. It's just fun for me, right? You guys get it. I know you guys get it. My husband doesn't get it. I mean, I'm 57 years old, going on 58, and I still play. But you know what? That's all right. Let's just put that right there. If we don't play, we get old, right? And I think that's it. Isn't that a great project? All right, so let's recap. I said I would put this out there as a freebie, and I will, because I'm nice. And I'll hook it to the identification check. So that way you can get both of them at the same time. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'm lying. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'll get it out there in just a bit, so you guys can play with it. And then I'm going to keep working on the kit. I've got to decide Bloomingdale and Insane Asylum. Maybe should I rename my documents Bloomingdale Insane Asylum? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I will. I've got some really great documents in here. Should we stamp a couple of these? We'll see. Anyway, all right. So I think that's enough, because I've been going a very long time. But yeah, this is what I've been working on. And it's look how great that matches too. It's been a lot of fun playing with it too. Used lots of Tim Holtz. You know what? This should have gone the other way. I used lots of Tim Holtz stamps, which I always do, because apparently I have thousands of dollars worth, according to the lady that left a snarky remark on one of my videos. But you know what? I don't care. I can spend my money on whatever I want. It's better than spending it on alcohol or drugs. And I enjoy it. So let me reglue this, because I'm not happy with the way that looked. It really should flow this way, right? Insane Asylum was more of a negative reference. Yeah, that was my thought too. I just have to decide if I want to be politically correct or not. I haven't decided if I want to be or not. We'll see. All right, so let me retape this. You know what? Why am I fussing with that? Let me just get a new piece of tape. Tim is our drug. Yes. That's true, Robin, for sure. Yeah. So maybe I am spending money on drugs. Crafty drugs. All right. Let me just re-add this. I think it needs to go this way. Apologies, but that's why we have prototypes, right? And then when I teach the class or whatever I'm going to do, I can just copy what I did. All right, that looks better. All right, guys, so I hope you like this project. I've had a lot of fun playing with this. And like I said, the reason I think I need to do a kit is because you need the vintage key. You need, you know, the Bloomingdale words. It's just, you just do. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do. There's definitely going to be some digitals. And like I said, I'll put this evidence property tag out there for you guys as a freebie, and I'll put the link. But this is what I've been working on. I'm thinking it'll come out closer to Christmas, but at least you guys have a few things to play with, right? Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Took me a minute to put this together, but isn't it fun? I just love this label. Super, super fun project. All right, y'all. I hope you have... I'm just reading the notes. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Enjoy your crafting. Don't let anybody leave you negative comments, because it's just rude. And we will talk later this week. All right. Bye.